Greetings, my name is Donna Lee Umble with BioSynergy Better Health. Imagine a computerized device that screens your energy field to accurately match holistic remedies for your specific health needs. Look no further. The dedication of doctors, scientists, and technicians worldwide have made this space-age idea a reality. Dr. Daniel G. Clark, the Institute of Quantum and Molecular Medicine, is one of these such pioneers. I'm told that years before, although he recovered it quickly, he was stripped of his medical license. His crime? Saving the lives of terminally ill patients. I learned of the marvels of bioenergetic testing firsthand. On the ebb of a painful divorce and lost business, failed business I should say, my health was rapidly declining. Mysterious symptoms weakened me to such a point I could not tolerate pharmaceuticals. If I was going to climb out of my demise, I had to find alternatives. In my search, a strong hunch urged me to check out a technician in northern Colorado who did something called bioenergetic testing. I moved there and worked with her for an entire year. And at the end of that year, I was well, healthy, vibrant. I felt better than I did than when I was in my 20s. Spurred by my success, I decided the world has to know about this new technology. I mortgaged my home, let go of my position at the dental office, and flew to Florida to train with a dedicated Dr. Daniel G. Clark that I'd heard so much about. 2,000 miles away, I began my practice. Long distance, my first assignment was to test, using this technology, 100 clients under Dr. Clark's supervision. I felt the distance. Even though he was there to answer every question almost immediately, I felt isolated and alone, being so far away and not knowing anyone else who did this sort of testing. He was always there for me, but in my mind, he wasn't there. He was off training technicians. He was off healing patients and speaking internationally. He didn't have time for me. Despite my mental beliefs, every time I had a question, it would be answered via fax almost immediately. As the years went on, I needed less and less of Dr. Clark's precious time. And as the years went on, our relationship all but faded away. Years later, I received an alarming phone call from my physician telling me that I had colon cancer. She insisted I schedule a series of invasive tests that were expensive too. Shocked, you can imagine how I felt. And for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, I did nothing. My husband urging me, get the test, I don't care what it costs, and so forth. Yet I was paralyzed with fear and not knowing what to do. I was numb. And this went on, like I said, for 10 to 14 days before it occurred to me, Dr. Clark, I know I can call him and maybe he could help make sense of this for me and advise me, possibly. As soon as I reached out to Dr. Clark, I received a phone call back. He walked me through testing myself on the bioenergetic device and took me through places I didn't even know the machine had, and deducted that I did not have colon cancer, but rather polyps. Was I ever relieved? And so, ever so grateful. He saved me from, a lot of money and going through invasive tests and a lot of stress of not knowing. He also urged me to be sure to get retested in 6 months. What a relief. Dr. Clark was there again for me even years later. A year had passed since that trauma and that misdiagnosis, and I ran into a mutual friend of Dr. Clark's, and she stated that he had passed away a few months earlier. I had worked so closely with him, and no one had even told me that he passed away. Shock and grief-stricken, I could not believe it. It was in that moment that I realized he was always there for me. No matter how far away he was always there through 17 years in practice. And in the midst of a health crisis, he was there for me. Did this man have any idea how his dedication to alternative healing influenced my life, my career, my peace of mind? Dr. Clark is gone. Or is he? Somehow, after learning of his death, my own practice strengthened. It's as if I had a direct line for his wisdom fortifying my skills. I would have an intuition where previously I would have been flummoxed. I had an intuition of what to do next, and it was always the right next step for my clients. I didn't have to call him on the phone or text him or email. He was there somehow in spirit, strengthening my practice. One regret haunts me to this very day. I never got to thank him for all that he'd done for me. I never officially got to tell him what an amazing, dedicated man he was to take the time in his very busy schedule to help me with my little problems and my teaching and my learning and my education, way beyond any investment I gave him to become a certified technician. Who in your life has been there for you that maybe you've forgotten to thank? Who in your life have you maybe overlooked or taken for granted? Perhaps someone very close. Perhaps someone who gives willingly without ever asking for a thanks. Don't wait. Make a point to tell him or her how much their support has meant to you before it's too late. I can only imagine that Dr. Clark may be hearing my words now, sharing my ode to a dedicated man. Thank you, Dr. Clark. Thank you.